Happy New Year's, Meissner's makers. At the beginning of the year, to me, it always seems to be a time to set resolutions or to have some kind of a personal challenge in place. I found that the best way to keep myself on track with those personal challenges is to share them with others. So I'm going to share them with all of you so that you can help keep me on track and keep me accountable. So for 2017, my personal goal is to slow down and to enjoy the creative process rather than trying to rush through projects. So I have found a great quilt project that I've been looking at on Pinterest. If you are not yet visiting Pinterest pages, I'd encourage you to take a look at the Meissner Maker Pinterest pages, which you can link to directly from our website, and you'll find a whole host of inspirational project ideas there. So I've been looking at this Gypsy Wife quilt on Pinterest for quite some time, and I've decided that that's going to be my slow down and enjoy the process quilt, because it's definitely one that can't be rushed. Virtually every block in this modern sampler is unique. Very few, other than the filler blocks, are repeated throughout. So from the time it took to select the myriad of fabrics that are used to the time that it's going to take me to just slow down and treat each block as its own unique project, this is going to be my step into achieving that personal creative growth for 2017. So what I found in stitching out these particular blocks is that accuracy in cutting is really, really important. So let me show you just a few tips for cutting your own projects a little bit more accurately. One of the things that I'm retraining myself to do as I slow down is to think about the things that are going to help me cut more accurately. Of course, going to the AccuQuilt is going to be the best way to cut accurately, but with something like the project that I've challenged myself with for 2017, there's not a practical way to use the AccuQuilt because every block is different. So one of the things that I found in accurately cutting is, first of all, to use rulers within one cutting system, because they're all printed and manufactured the same way. If you are cutting through multiple layers of fabric, I would avoid ever cutting through more than 4 at a time. So be sure that your selvage edges are aligned, and then as you fold your fabric up, make sure that everything stays nice and aligned. Now notice that I'm completely ignoring what's happening on the mat. The lines on the ruler are going to be far more effective and accurate for me. I just use these loosely to have everything positioned. So now that I have all of my edges nicely aligned, I need to straighten up this side. I prefer and find it's more accurate if the bulk of the folds are towards my body. That way I'm not pushing into a fold line. The lines are lined up along the edge of the fold. Keep your hand down flat and away from the cutting edge, and then cut. If you have to make multiple cuts or saw through your fabric, it's definitely time to treat yourself to a new blade. Yeah. Once you've straightened up the edge of your fabric, when you get ready to make your next cut, in this case I'm making 1.5 inch strips, I'm lining up the folded edges of my fabric along one line on the ruler, and I'm lining up the perpendicular edge along a line on the ruler. Note that it really doesn't matter where the fabric is positioned on the mat. It's all about that right angle on the ruler itself. I like to have the fabric that I'm cutting firmly underneath the ruler and then cut. Move your fabric strip away, position your ruler down, again making sure that your lines are at right angles. Cut, slide your strip away, and move to the next cut. By using the lines on the ruler rather than using the lines on the ruler in combination with the mat lines, your cuts are going to be much more accurate.